Hello?
So we have to provide the detail about the licenses. So, you can buy as many licenses as you want, right? And you have to pay for each and every license you are buying from Salesforce. License means, yeah, Manish.
You were on mute so far, so I don't know if you were explaining some concept so far.
Oh, is it?
Yes, you just unmuted yourself like 30 seconds ago.
Okay. Let me repeat. Sorry for that. Okay. So I know today we'll discuss about user setup. All right. How we can set up a user and their accesses, because we can have a different type of users in Salesforce. Like one can be a CEO, second can be a junior engineer, or even less in the hierarchy, right? So we need to create all the users in Salesforce, and at the same time we have to define their access, right? What all are the things they can use, and what all are the things they can do with this particular org, right? So all these things we will discuss today. But the first thing that I want to tell you is, let's say if any company is buying Salesforce instance from salesforce.com, right? Then they have to provide the detail about the licenses they are purchasing. License means like you have, let's say if you want, like in your organization, let's say you have 50 users, those will use Salesforce, right? Then you have to say like 50 licenses you need to buy to Salesforce, right? So every license will consume one user creation, right? So you can always check like how many licenses are remaining, and how many you have used. So for that, for license check, you can simply go to setup, and in quick find you can simply type company information. We can type is company information. So in company profile, the first thing that you will get is company information link, right? Here you will have a section called user licenses, right? So here, the main license we have. So we have multiple types of licenses in Salesforce, and some are free, some you need to pay, right? So the actual main license, the main user license is Salesforce. So this particular license you need to buy from Salesforce. Every other license you will get as free, and with the multiple in number. But Salesforce license is the actual user license in which you will get the entire Salesforce access. So this is a license you will use for your user creation, right? And as I told you earlier, we can only have maximum 2 Salesforce licenses in this developer org. I mean, in this practice org, right? And one license we have already used because we are logged in with the one user, and this particular user was created at the time of signing up of this org. So one already consumed, right? And we have one remaining license, right? So we can always use this license to create another user. There are multiple other licenses. We will discuss them in our future lectures, but I can give you a short overview. So these are for different purposes, right? So you can do different things. So we have a different processes in Salesforce. So these licenses are for those particular process. Let's say if I have community, so we can use community license for free, silver partner, identity, work.com. So these are specifically for a particular process, right? But Salesforce license will give you a permission to access the entire org. Whatever the access you have on your user, you can do that, right? There is no restriction from Salesforce end. So this is the overview about licenses, right? So, in Salesforce, everything has an ID, right? So starting from the org creation. So we created this org means the organization, the software, right? So we have created this org, and at the time of org creation, a unique ID is assigned to this particular org, and you can simply get that unique ID from here, right? This is the unique 15 character ID, right? And this is specifically for your software. So in future, if you need any communication with Salesforce and you are facing any issue, then you have to provide this particular ID, and they can simply check at their end, like what is the issue, and they will resolve this. So you have to provide this particular ID. It is unique for your org, and everything in Salesforce has a unique 15 character ID. There are two type of ID, 15 character and 18 character. 18 character we'll discuss later, right? But 15 character, this particular 15 character ID is absolutely unique. So it is for your org only, and every user record, object, everything has unique ID in Salesforce. So you can always access that particular thing directly from that ID. Right? You can see here, if I will pass this particular ID, then I can simply access this org, right? So it is applicable for users, records, and for everything. Right? And there is one more thing that it is organization edition, like what type of edition you are using. So as we have already discussed, we are using a developer edition. It is absolutely free, right? And these are the information that you have provided at the time of signing up this org, right? And this is the instance. So instance means like Salesforce has multiple servers on different locations, right? And like APAC, EMEA, EST, PST, so different time zone on different locations. So these developer or you can say like developer org server, and they have it in APAC region. So that is why this is assigned as AP, right? So it is related to the server on which this developer org exists, right? And these are the other specific things for your org, like used data space, used file space, right? On this free org, and these are some integration requests, like API requests, that we'll study in later part of this course, right? So these are the information, your time zone, these kind of information you can get from company information. So you can simply go in company information and get this, right? So guys, as we have already discussed, as an administrator, like if you will join any company as an admin, right? So we have two kind of users in Salesforce, like one, those who all are admins, and other users, those are actually using this software for data insert, update, delete, for their daily use, right? And you are the admins, and what you will do is you will customize this particular software based on your company specific requirements, right? So let's say your company bought this particular software and they need another 20-50 users, right, to use this particular org. Then it is your job to create that particular requirement in this org, right? And there are multiple similar kind of stuff you will do. So we'll discuss those one by one. So first thing that we'll do today is we'll create one more user, right, for this org, and we'll log in from that user as well from another browser. So before user creation, right, you have to decide what kind of permission that particular user will have, because at the time of user creation, you need to assign all the access permissions of metadata. So we have two type of permissions basically. One is metadata related permissions, and second one is data related permissions. Any idea what is metadata? Anyone? Anyone have any
Data
idea?
about data.
So it is a bookish definition, right? So data about data, right? But I'm just giving a layman example. So structure is your data, metadata, right? And records are your data. Similarly, like you are living in a house, that house is kind of metadata, and you are the data, like we are living in that particular house, right? Similarly, this particular software structure is your metadata, like object, everything that you can see in the software except the records, right, is metadata, and records, the data that you are creating in this org is called as your data, right? So guys, the metadata access you have to give at the time of your org creation, and data access you can always do it later, right? Because that will be applicable on data only. So for metadata access, we have a thing called a profile, right? So what is a profile? Profile is nothing, just a checklist of accesses, right? So if I will show you, like we have created this particular user, and this particular user is having a profile called system administrator. So what is a system administrator profile? System administrator profile you will get by default generally, right? And that is the actually you can say super user profile, right? If you have that particular profile, you can do anything in this particular org, right? Only system admin can create users. They can only do any change, any metadata or data level change. Anybody can do. Only metadata level change, only system administrator can do, right? So first, we need to create a profile, right? So we have some standard profile, and you can also create some custom profiles. Standard profiles are provided by Salesforce only. So you can always use those standard profile. But when you join a company, then every company has their specific needs related to access levels. So sometimes you need to create their custom profile, and you have to assign all the required permission based on company requirement. So what is in profile? Profile is a checklist of all the access levels that you can assign, and one profile can be assigned to multiple users, right? One profile can be assigned to multiple users. Why? Because multiple user can have similar access level requirements. Make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Multiple user can have similar access level requirements. So let's say, 5 people are working in a same department, right? Let's say an HR department, and they are all are on same level. They are doing same work, right? Similar kind of work. So they will have a similar kind of access level requirement for this particular software, right? So, instead of just giving permissions individually, what we can do is we can create a profile, and, we can simply assign all those permissions in a profile, and all these 5 users will have a similar profile, and they will have a similar level access, because they will only get the access directly from profile only, right? But only one user will only have single profile at a time. Guys, I'm repeating these lines, right? One profile can have multiple users at a time, but one user will have only one profile assigned at a time. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And any question till now on this?
Prateek, please repeat on. Please repeat.
Okay. So as I said, like we'll only have the access is based on profile. Like every user need accesses, and we can only give access this org access directly using a profile. So profile is nothing, just a checklist of accesses that we can give, right? And one profile can assign to multiple users, because multiple users can have similar access level requirements. So we don't have to create multiple profile for each one of them. We can simply assign a single profile to multiple users. Clear? But a single user can only have a single profile at a time, because they will have only single profile, and whatever access level is assigned on that profile, that particular user can only do those things in this particular org. Is it clear now? Any question, anyone?
No, it's clear.
Okay, so let's just create a profile first, because at the time of user creation, you have to assign a profile, because the profile thing is mandatory at the time of user creation. Can you guess why it is mandatory?
To decide the access level.
Right. So if you will create a user, then that particular user will get an email, right, to access this org. So till the time you will assign, if you will assign a profile later, then user can do anything, right? They can change anything in this org, because they will have the full access till that time. So that is why Salesforce created that profile section as mandatory at the time of user creation. So first you have to decide what all are the access that particular user will have, and then you have to assign that profile at the time of user creation. Okay. So first we need to create a profile. You can also use some standard profile, and one standard profile is already assigned to this user that we have at the time of signing up this org, right? But this time we'll create a custom profile. We'll also discuss standard profile, because profile has lot of things. So you cannot create a profile from scratch. You have to clone a standard profile, and based on your requirement, you can change the access level. So how you can create a profile? It is very simple. It is a 1-minute activity. So you can simply type profile in a quick find box, or you can simply go to manage users. In manage users, you will have this profile thing, right? And you can also type here profile. So profile is the first thing, right, that will come up, and you can click on this profile thing. So you will get around 30-40 standard profile provided by Salesforce already. It's almost 38. So you will get almost 38 standard profile, but 99% of the time you will not use these profiles, right? You will only use one profile from this list, that is called as system administrator. So let me just quickly change it. So you will see all the profiles here. So there is one profile called system administrator. So this is a kind of a super user profile, right? So for every administrator or developer, we need to assign this profile, because they need to change the metadata in this org, right? You only customize. So you need to have this system administrator permission to do things in this particular org, right? Let's create a new profile. So you can always have a new profile by just clicking on this new profile button. Right here, you need to clone existing profile to create a new profile, because a profile can have multiple sections, and some are the default permissions that every user will have. So you don't have to remember. If you will clone any profile, then you don't have to remember what all are the permission that you need to give in first go, right? Excuse me. So you can clone. So there is a profile called standard user. It has minimum permissions, right? Minimum means like all the required permission you will have, and you can assign other permission manually based on your requirement. So I am cloning this standard user profile, and you can always give the name of your profile, whatever you want, right? So I'm just giving HR user profile. Right. So I'm just giving HR user profile and hitting save. As soon as you will hit save, you will get that profile created, right? So this profile is now created. You can see we have a lot of things, right? So you can simply scroll down and you will see lot of things are written here. So we'll discuss each and every section one by one, what we have in this profile. So let's just discuss the section 1 here, profile detail, right? So in profile detail section, you can see we have the name of the profile that we have created, user licenses. I mean, like only Salesforce users can have this particular profile. I mean, the users on which we have Salesforce as a license can only have this profile, right? And if you want to write any description, you can always write like who all are can, any information about this profile, who all can use this, what all are the accesses, any insight if you want to give. As we have discussed, it is a custom profile. So we have created this profile. It is not provided by Salesforce. So that is why this particular checkbox is checked. And another section we have is, so these are the created date and modified date. These are the system generated date that we get every time we create anything by default, right? So created date, the user information, who created this profile, when, like date and time. Similarly, last modified is means like at the time of creation, if we will modify it, it will automatically change. So it will only store the information about who modified it last, right? Then another thing is page layout. Another section we have is page layout. What is a page layout? So this is every section we have in this will generally will have a different topic for these sections, but we will discuss on a high level what all are these things. So at least you can understand what we are doing with this profile right now. Okay. So page layout. Page layout is nothing, just a page in which you can enter information and create records, right? So let's say if I have this account tab open, I just clicked on account tab, right? And if I will click on new button, then this particular page is called as page layout, right? In which you are just filling the information and clicking on save, right? Even like this particular record page is also called as detailed page layout, right? So these are page layouts. And what we have here is like, what all are the page layout that this particular profile will give you, right? So, for a single object, we can have multiple profiles. I mean, let's say we have 10 users, and for 3 users, we need, let me just open it first. For 3 users, we only need account name, parent account, and account number. And for another 4 users, we need more fields. And let's say for another 4 or 5 users, we'll need this entire page, like all the fields on the page. So we can have 3 different page layout for a particular object, and you can always assign these page layout based on profile. So let's say this HR user profile will have account page layout 1, and another profile will have account page layout 2. So all the users on which we have this HR profile as an access level, they will only get whatever the page layout assigned on account object. And it is for every object we have. So you can find each and every customer standard object we have in this org. Lead, job tracker, invoice line, every object you have in this org, you can simply access it here. And you can simply see the view assignment here. View assignment means like this account layout is currently assigned now, and you can always change it by just clicking on view assignment. Any question till now? Anyone? Guys, if you have anything in your mind, please ask.
So this page layout section is like this setting will be applied to all the user that have this profile.
Absolutely.
It
correct,
can't
yeah.
be, it can't be different page layout for same user profiles.
No. Profile, whatever change you will do on this profile, that particular change will reflect on all the users, those have this particular profile, right?
Okay.
Because the access levels are common, right?
Right.
Anything else, anyone? No? Okay, then let's move forward. The second section we have field level security. This is very important one, right? So what is a field level security? Any guess, anyone? So guys, as we have discussed earlier, we have tables, right, in database, and these tables are you can simply access all these tables from these tabs, right? Tab, we have object associated in with the tabs, right? Object means like you can simply compare it as a replica of a database table, right? Means like what is the use of a database table is you can always create data, you can edit data, you can read data, you can delete data, right? So CRUD operations, you can say CRUD, create, read, update, delete. These 4 operations you can do on your data, right? On database tables, right? Same thing you can do here within an object, like you can always create the data from here. Any existing data you can always edit or delete, right? So all these operations you can do, edit or delete, and read is also available here because you can see this all these records, right? So these are database tables, and we have different columns like we have in Excel, right? So all these columns are your fields only. So you can see here we have all these fields in account table, right? So let's say there is a salary field. So let's say we have a object called employee. I'm just giving you an example. And on employee object, we have a field called salary, right? Employee salary. And we have 2 different profiles in which we need to give the access of employee object, right? Let's say HR or admin, right? Both these department need information related to employee. So but the salary field is only required for HR department. There is no use of salary field in admin department, right? So what you can do is you can give the entire object access, but you can restrict a particular field on the profile. So let's say if in field level security, if I want to restrict any field on account object for this profile users, I can simply go to account view, and after clicking on view, you can see all the fields we have on account object. So these are the fields we have on account object, and you can always restrict the read or edit access, right? You can see some fields are restricted for edit, and if you want to simply restrict any particular field on this profile, you can simply click on edit, and you can always do the change, right, on which it is applied. So you can simply remove any change or add, right? So field level security is like you can apply any security on a particular field. Any question?
No.
Clear, everyone? So we have all these objects, right? And you can always ask questions. Any question?
No question.
Okay. So we have all these object, and you can simply view all the fields related to that particular object, and you can modify it. Next is custom app settings. This is the important one. Custom app, right? So we have this particular drop down. So we have discussed what all are these things. Anyone? We have already discussed this drop down, right? So these are different application we have, right, in organization. So let's say you have different departments, so you can simply separate the UI based on their needs. So if you will switch to service, then all the things related to service will be visible, right? And if you will again switch to sales, all the things related to sales will be visible. So this is how you can simply manage your UI for different group of users, right? Right, everyone? So
Yes.
let's say we have this HR profile, and I only want a single application access on this profile. So let's say we have a application called HR, right? So if I will only give the HR profile HR app access to this profile, then all the users from this profile can only access that HR application. They cannot switch, or they will not get an option for any other application. So you can simply restrict the access, the application access directly using this profile. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And another section, we have tab settings, right? This is also an important one. So tab setting is like, these are your tabs, right? Whatever you can see here, these are your tabs. And, you know, there are only few visible here on this header, right? But you can always click on this plus sign to view all the other tabs you have in your organization, right? So these are the other tabs, those you have in your organization. But only you can always customize these tabs directly from here by just clicking on plus sign, and you customize my tabs, and you can simply change what you want to view here, and you can also change the order of these tabs, right? So let's say now lead and account are coming, account is coming after lead, but you want account on the position of lead and lead on the position of account. So you can simply do this, right, and save. So this account will come before lead and lead will come after account, right? So these tabs also, you can also restrict the access of these tabs, what you want for this particular profile. So let's say you want to hide forecast on this profile. So what you can do is you can simply find forecast here. So you can always do control F. The object name of forecast can be different, so we'll check it and we'll apply the changes. So these are the tabs. So every tab can have multiple, multiple options. So you can see, and there are, so here we have this forecast, right? So you can simply make it default on, default off, or tab hidden. So there are three permissions that you can give on profile. Default on means like the tab will be visible on this section, right? So what all are the tabs have this default on permission? You can see all these tabs directly here on this header, right? And every tab in which you have default off, right? Then you will not see that particular tab here on this section, but after clicking on plus sign, you can see that particular tab here in all tab view, right? But if you will assign anything called tab hidden to any profile, then you can, that particular tab will be hidden from that particular user profile, right? So you cannot see that profile, that particular tab from here as well as here. So that particular tab will be hidden. Clear, everyone? We'll do all these things, all these changes practically as well. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So let's move further. Record type settings. Guys, this is something that we need to do practically. So we have a separate topic for record type settings. It is just to manage your page layouts, right? So we'll discuss this later, record type, okay? Because it is a little bit difficult to explain this one now. And these all are administrative permissions, like what all are the things by default. So these permissions you generally get by default at the time of cloning this profile: administrative permission and general user permission. So 90% of the time you don't change all these permissions. These are like to access this org, right? So we don't change these permissions, right? Then we have standard object permissions. So as we have discussed, right, we have two type of objects in Salesforce. One is standard object, and the second one is custom object. There are third one as well, external object, but that is a different topic in integration, right? So standard and custom object. Standard objects are provided by Salesforce, and custom object you can create. Clear everyone? What is an object? Object is a table, right? The database table you have, right? Data can only be stored in object. So like account, opportunity, lead, these all are tables. These all are objects, right? So you can create your own object, and those objects will be called as custom object, and whatever we got from Salesforce are called as standard objects, right? So these are the permission you can give for any object. So as we discussed, we can do 4 things with a database table. What all are these? Read, create, edit, delete, right? And view all and modify all, these are related to data permissions. So we will not discuss these now. We'll discuss these later, right? Read, create, edit, delete. So if you only want to give the read access, then you can simply give read, create, edit, delete. So you can simply modify it based on your company requirement. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So these all are standard object. You can simply click on edit, and it will enable to edit, right? We don't have any custom object. Otherwise, you will get another section as custom object. So when we'll create a custom object, then I will show you how you can assign the permission for custom object. Okay. Then you have session settings. So you can also give a session timeout here. So if you are inactive for 2 hours, right, then your session will time out. You have to log in again to access this particular hour. Clear? And then we have password policies. What is the password policy? Like whatever password you are using, you can simply change. Like if you want that
Certain rules.
Yes. So you can always, you need to change, if you want to change that particular password in 90 days, you can simply give this information and you will get multiple options. Let me just click on edit. So you can see these are the tab settings that I was telling you. So you will get these 3 values: default on, default off, tab hidden. And similarly for others, standard. After clicking on edit, you can simply check like what all are the access you want to give. Right. This is how you can simply change. Yeah. So user password expire. If you want never expire, then you can simply click never expire, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, 1 year. So based on your requirement, you can give information, right? You can set. And for password history, if you are changing any password, right? So if you will use these 3 password remembered, then you cannot use your older 3 password at the time of changing a new password. Clear? Minimum password length is 8. So, and the password complexity requirement must include alpha and numeric characters. Password question requirement cannot contain password, right? At the time of, setting a security question, you cannot use your password information there. Maximum invalid login attempts 10. So after 10 invalid login attempts, your particular org will be lockout, and the effective lockout period you can also set here. So if you want to lock it out for 15 minutes, then it is, you can set 15, 30, 60 or forever, right? Clear? And you can always set this obscure secret answer for password reset, required a minimum 1-day password lifetime, don't immediately expire links in forget password emails, all this information you can set. Clear everyone? Any question? on this?
No.
Great. Then we have login hours, right? What is a login hours? So you can always set login hours for users. I mean, like they can only log in this org between these hours. So let's say if your company wants, like you should only be able to log in the software between these times, let's say 9 to 5 your office hours, so kind of, right? So you can always set your login hours, and you can always set it based on different day. So you can say Sunday start time 12 a.m. to this. So you can always set based on your company requirement, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So for every day you can set, right? So if you will not set anything, then users can log in anytime based on their requirement. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Any question on this login hours?
So, Pratik, if there are members in multiple jurisdiction, so
Mhm.
this login hours will take into consider their local time, or we have
Their
to.
local time, correct. So we have a locality on users, right? So it will consider their local time automatically.
Okay.
And the second one is login IP ranges. So, if your company is only wants, like, you can only log in from office premises, right? So they can restrict the IP ranges here, right? So they can click on new and they can set IP ranges here, and you can only log in between these IP ranges. And if you are out of these IP ranges, you will not be able to log in. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So this, all the other settings related to code, right? The Apex code and, the Visual Force developer part, right? So we are not discussing, you just need to give the access to, let's say if you are writing any Apex class or code, right? So you just need to give the access if you want these users to just get the access, okay? So this is the overview of a profile, right? Now we can create a user, right? So let's just create a user. For user creation, again, the link is in manage user section. So you can simply click on this user link and do the needful, and you can always type user in quick find box and this users will come up, right? So I have clicked on user, and after clicking on user, you will get this list view in which you will get all the users you have in your organization. So at the time of signing up this org, we have created this user, right? And these other users like are required for Salesforce internal use, means like they need to have a chatter expert user and for internal access and integration and security. So these are the information that we need to have for their internal. So these three users you will always get at the time of signing up any org by default. But these users will have a different license. Like you can see here, if you will open the user, let's say if I will open the integration user, and the user license is Analytics Cloud Integration. We don't have a Salesforce user license signed on this user, right? Similarly for other, but if you will open this one, in which we have system administrator profile, you can see the user license will be Salesforce. That is why it was showing as one user license consumed. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now you can create another user, and let's just do that first. So here you can give the name. So I'm just giving the name as a second user, right? Email, I'm using the same email ID. We can use the same email ID, and the username, right? It will always different. So let me just give Salesforce admin training _2 @gmail.com. Please note it down, right? Because we will need it in future. Company name, these information you can provide anytime. Right? Here, role. So we are not assigning any role right now. It is mandatory, but this non-specified is also considered as a value. So it will not throw any error. User license, what we need to assign here in user license? Guys, bolo.
For admin Salesforce.
Right. We need to assign a Salesforce license. And what will be the profile?
Admins.
HR.
No,
HR profile.
Okay.
we just created a profile for this user,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay.
And that particular profile, HR user profile that we have created, right? So it will come up here. So we have assigned, and this particular checkbox is checked. It means that particular user will be active. So you can always deactivate any user by just uncheck this particular checkbox. Okay. I'm just hitting save. Let's say it will hit any error, no error, right? And what it will do is it will send an email. It will send an email on the email ID for password reset, right? Let me open another browser or incognito window to just log in that. It will good to just open the Firefox. So I'm just opening the Firefox. If you will log in on the same browser, then you will log out from the first user and you will log in with the second user, like we have for Gmail, right? So if you have two Gmail account, and if first account is logged in, and if you will try to log in the another account, then you will log out from the first one because URL is same. Okay. Same theory will apply here.
I have one question regarding username. So the username should not be same within the org, or it should be unique on the entire.
Right, entire globally.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like what we have in Gmail, right? And any email, right?
Yes.
Because we are using cloud, and if you will have any, and this is a single software, it is not like they are creating any unique copy for you, right?
Okay. Okay.
So it is a multi-tenant environment, and you
Okay.
are using this as like we use Gmail.
Right.
Okay. Let me just open my email ID here. What's this? Accept. What is this? Why it is giving error? Just open Edge.
I thought it was a Gmail account.
No, it is Yahoo one. It is a 16 years old account, and I'm using it on Yahoo only. Signing in. So I got this email to verify my account on Salesforce for the second user. So you can always verify it. Just giving the same password for second user as well. test@123. Here we go. So now we are logged in with the second user, right? You can simply check it by just scrolling it down, and you will see the name is coming as second user, right? You can always switch it to classic to check it again in classic as well. See, second user, and we are also logged in with our first user as system admin. So it is the same org, right? And we are logged in here with two different users. Clear, everyone?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now what you can do is you can play with profile, right? You can simply change the access that we have on profile, and you can play with that, and you can simply check if that thing is, changing any access level for this particular user. So we have this HR user profile, so you can simply open it by just clicking on this link as well. And here we can change different. So I will try some permissions. Let's say I'm just clicking on edit. I only want this particular user to see a sales application. So currently what is happening with this user? This user have access of all the apps, right? And I only want this particular sales app to be accessed by the users on HR profile. Clear, everyone? This is the requirement that you need to do. So for that, what you need to do is you can simply go to the profile, the assigned profile for those users, and you can simply remove the permissions from custom app setting section, and you can leave the permission that you want to leave, right? So I'm just giving this sales app. Why it is disabled? Because it is coming as by default. So if you will change the default one, it will allow you to change, right? So I have removed the permission from all other application for this profile and just hitting save. We have created the change. Now you can come to this profile users. As soon as he will refresh this screen, you can see there is no drop down now. By default, he or she can access all the things related to sales application. Profile drop down is no longer exist for this user. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is how you can change anything you want, right? So let's say if I want to change the tab, right? Tab setting. So currently you can change the setting for any tab. Let's say opportunity, right? I don't want this opportunity tab to be visible in this section. I want it to be visible after clicking on plus sign, or let's say I want to make it hidden, right? So let's just do it. So for opportunity, you just need to find the opportunity. Opportunity is here. By default is default on, because the user can see it on the header only, right? So I'm just making it tab hidden, and after this, the particular tab will be hidden. And you can simply click on save. I've saved it, right? And you currently it is available here. So if I will refresh this, sorry, here, then now you cannot see the opportunity tab. So you can always change, right? You can do other things as well. So let's say currently users can, let's say if I will go to account, all accounts, now they can see record, they can edit record, they can delete record, right? So they have all the permissions, right, everyone? On
Yes.
standard object. Let's say I only want to give the permission of read and create. I don't want these users to edit or delete the accounts, right? So what you will do, you can simply edit their profile, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and in standard object permission section, so this is the account, read and create, I will leave read and create as it is. I will remove edit and delete, right? Clear, everyone? And just
Yes.
hit save. Just hit save. Done. Now you can simply go to here, and if you will refresh this screen, then you cannot see edit and delete button now. Clear, everyone? So
Yes.
this is how you can change anything on profiles, right? So what I want for you all is like just create a profile and user like we did by just cloning the standard user profile and play with it, change things, right? And if you have any issue or if you will face anything, just let me know, but just change it. So we have completed user and profile topic. Now I'm just moving to another topic called permission set, right? Just minimizing this. So, similarly, like for profile, we have one more thing by which we can manage access, and that is called as permission set, right? So I'm just giving you a scenario, right? So by using profile, you can manage the access, right? But let's say I have 10 users, right? And all these 10 users have same profile. Guys, I'm repeating my scenario is I have 10 users and all these 10 users have same profile, right? And so what will happen? All these 10 users will have same access in the software, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Because they have the same profile, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but let's say for a period of time, I want to give some extra access for a particular user, right? So from these 10 users, I'm just picking one user and need to give some extra permission. Whatever he has is he has, right? So over and above, right, profile, I just need to give some extra access. Okay. Then what all are the options we have currently? I need to create another profile because the user can only have one profile at a time.
Right, sir.
right?
Yes.
So, but if you will create a profile for these small things, then at one level it will be very hard to manage all these things, right? So Salesforce provided another thing called permission set, right? And you can always increase permissions, right? Whatever you have on your profile, and you by using permission set, and you can assign a permission set to a particular user. It is kind of add-on. So let's say we all are using different subscribers for your TV channels, right? Like Airtel, Dish TV, and all, right? And you have a particular set of channels for every month, right? Right, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes for a period of time, you need some different channels. So let's say there is a cricket World Cup going on, right? And you need some extra channels to watch that, right? And it is only for a month. You don't want to change your the existing base package, right? So what you will do is you will buy these channels as an add-on, right? For a period of time. Your existing base package will remain same, and you will buy some add-ons, right?
Yes.
Similarly, by using permission set, you can give some add-on access. Whatever is on your profile will remain same, right? You can add some add-on by using a permission set. So what I did here is I have removed that account edit and delete access. So this particular user is not having the account edit and delete access. Right? We have removed this. Clear, everyone? From the profile.
Yes.
So what I will do is I will assign these two permissions using a permission set. Or one thing that if you want to note down, please do. You can only increase the permission using a permission set. You cannot decrease the permission. If you want to delete any permission from a particular user, you just need to always change the profile. You cannot do it using a permission set. So by using a permission set, you can only increase the permission. So let's just create a permission set and do it. So for permission set creation, you can always go again in manage user section, right? And or you can type in quick find box if you don't know like where you need to go. So I'm just typing permission set here, and these all are the permission set required for Salesforce internal use. So I'm not touching them, but you can always click on this new button, and you can simply give the name of permission set. So let's say account edit delete access. I'm just picking the name, and if you will assign any license here, then you can only assign this permission set to specifically for those license users, right? So if you leave it blank, you can assign it to anyone, right? You will have all the license. So if I will pick any license, let's say Salesforce, then you can only assign this permission set to Salesforce users, right? Only Salesforce license users. Just leaving it as it is now. I have created this permission set, right? And permission set by default doesn't have any kind of permission. It always blank, right? So we have different sections of permission you can always find as well. So let's say if you want opportunity access, account access, any permission that you want to give using permission set, you can simply type the name here and it will come up, right? So we are just giving the object access. So you can simply go in this section, object settings. So these are the sections we have in profile. So you can simply pick one by one. So now we need to give the access on account. You can see for every object, it has no access, right? So it is entirely blank. I'm just clicking on account because I need to give the access on account object. And these are the permissions we can give. So I'm just editing it. I need to give edit or delete, and if you will give edit and delete, the read permission will always come, because if you cannot read, then you cannot edit as well. So edit and delete, I have given the permission on this permission set and just hitting save. Okay, so we have created this permission set, but it is not yet assigned to a user, right? So we have to assign this permission set to a user. So what you need to do is you just need to go to user again. So either you can type or you can simply go from here. So now we have this second user as well, right? You can simply open it and scroll down. So if you will scroll down, you will see there is a section called permission set assignment, right? So you can simply click on this edit assignment button in your permission set, and you can simply find your permission set. So we have created this account delete access, right? And you can simply switch. So you can simply assign it to in another section, right? Here, and click save. So now this particular user will have all the permissions, whatever we have assigned to this particular permission set, and profile is always there. So you will also have the permission assigned on profile. So now you can check by refreshing the screen here, then he should have all these permission now. See, clear everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
And if you don't want that permission after some time, you can always delete it, right? So if you will delete it, the permission will all automatically delete. So let's say I have deleted this now. So if you will go again and check, then this particular user will not have all this permission. See, clear everyone? So for metadata access, guys, this is an interview question, and this will be your daily work, right? In an organization, right? So
Pratik, there
yeah.
was a field like expires on. So does that field is used to assign particular permission up to a period of time?
Where
Like
it
I
is?
wanted in the permission set page, just when you are giving the permission, assigning the permission set to the user profile.
Here.
Just
Which
there was
checkbox?
no, not here. Just open the user profile page, and
Okay.
where we can just assign this permission to account delete access to. Yeah. So edit assignment, there was a field when you add the assignment to it.
Oh, sorry.
Just put it here. So scroll down.
Bring it again, just give me one minute.
Yeah.
Where?
So date assigned, it's near date assigned, the expires on.
Expires on, like if you want it to be expired on a particular date,
Particular
then
time,
you
right?
can simply, yeah, then you can assign the timeline.
Okay.
So by default, it always blank, right? So you have to manually do this. Any other questions? So this is what we have for metadata access. So every user can only have two things for their access labels in Salesforce for metadata access. The one is profile and the second one is permission set. So what all are the questions you will get in exam or in interviews? Like they will give you a scenario, and if you a scenario related to profile. So let's say they will give you a scenario like I have 10 users with same profile and I want to remove some permission for a particular user. Then what will you do? Guys, what will be the answer for this scenario?
So we'll have to create a new profile.
Absolutely correct, because we are decreasing the permissions, right?
Yes.
And if I will go in another direction, like I need to increase the permission for a single user, then you can always create a permission set, right? And assign it to the user. So permission set can only increase the permission, and if you want to remove some permission from a user, then only profile change is the option, right? Always remember, please listen the question carefully and answer it accordingly. So if you want to remove the permission, then you have to change the profile. If you want to increase the permission, then permission set is the option. Any question, anyone? No. Guys, just stop the recording now. Just give me a minute.